Hello everyone, and welcome. My name is Koifish, and in this Crusader Kings 3 video, we're taking the fearsome, brutal, and infamous Viking raider, Jarl Haesteinn, and turning him into a kind, honest, and virtuous man. That means no raiding, no pillaging, and perhaps the hardest thing of all, seeking forgiveness for the sins he's committed. Now first on the list is to get my two rivals, King Charles, who is my rival because I raided him, and Count Utes, who is my rival because I sort of killed his dad. I need to ask these two people for forgiveness. The only way Haesteinn can become a good person is to pay the price for his sins. And the ultimate price right now is to become a vassal of King Charles with religious protection. We are now under the control of the French. I'd also like to try to become a father figure for Count Utes, considering I sort of killed his dad. But he currently won't accept, so instead I'll just throw some gold at him. Sorry for killing your dad, buddy. I'll also pay back some of the gold I raided from France to King Charles. This stresses Haesteinn out because having been bad for so long, being kind and nice feels really unnatural. Sort of like if you were to take a bunch of duct tape and cover your entire body with it. Yes, you're technically clothed, but it's not what you're used to. We're also technically occupying a bit of the French lands. Now, I don't want to relinquish my power because that means the challenge is over. I wanna be in control so I can do good. So we take Ansel and increase the development in this land. At least trying to give back to the community. And my good work is already paying off, as he gives me the position of Chancellor. You see, being good is good in the end. This will pay off. I'll also start swaying him. I'm now known as the Stranger, but a stranger is just a friend you haven't met yet. So this is actually good. I'll host a nice little feast in my area, a celebration to my beloved king. But suddenly a letter arrives. It's King Ludwig the German, one of King Charles' brothers. He absolutely hates his brother. I have the chance to become his friend, but instead, I'll forward the message to King Charles. He appreciates my honestness, which is very good. Listen buddy, I'm one of you, I'm a cool guy. But to the strongest soldier goes the hardest challenges. Countess Vigdis has died in childbirth and went to Valhalla along with my unborn child. This is absolutely horrible, but I can't stop here. I have to carry on, for the sake of all that is good. Of course we'll hold a funeral of her beloved wife. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Vigdis, may your soul rest in the afterlife. But which one? You see, also true is great and all if you want to justify your crimes against heathens. What if you want to seek true forgiveness? The ultimate god when it comes to forgiveness has to be Christ. And so, I become Catholic. And with my new faith, we can actually marry someone. But already, temptation is around the corner. My court physician has healed my wounds, but now she wishes to dig new ones in the way of infidelity. But technically, I'm not married. No, my heart must remain pure. I'm working on my sins. With the harlot having tempted me, I quickly went to the Vatican to atone for my sins. But one of my Frenchmen, an albino man that is lustful and deceitful, he sees Alex and immediately falls in love with her. Of course you may go with her. Who am I to interfere? But alas, Captain Tostig, a man that I brought along to protect me on this journey, he's got a frostbite. Hopefully my doctor knows how to treat it. And so, Haesteinn has entered Rome. But my beloved court physician has seen the error of her ways. Where once she was a temptress, now she wants to become a monk. So I leave her in Rome. Rome, it's been a great honor. We sent King Charles another batch of gold. This makes him like us a whole lot. I do the same to Count Utes. Only through penance can we get forgiveness. Our correspondence has been a source of joy, says King Charles. I cannot help but to think that we might both benefit from increased communication. Absolutely, my dearest friend. But it is hard to be good when you're this bad. And Haesteinn has become severely depressed, as he hasn't raided for 6 years. So we'll do the second best and go on a glorious and fun little hunt. But as I'm out hunting, Duke Gausbert, my liege, comes up and talks to me. I mentioned that I pity the animals we're hunting, and it seems he's slowly warming up to me. But once more, I'm tempted by a woman. This seems to be a problem. Haesteinn's immaculate body and insane wrist makes it absolutely impossible for women to keep themselves off him. The hunt was a failure, but I still had a great time. I also just got food poisoning and someone shaved my hair off. Not the best start. But there was an opening. King Charles had a beautiful daughter by the name of Hildegard, and her husband, King Solomon, the Fish King of Brittany, had just passed away from being too old. So as the good man I was, I offered my hand in marriage. To be family with my rival, that would mend all wounds. If I was the father of the grandkid of King Charles, truly, I would have repented my sins. But a queen of her caliber demands a royal wedding. And the king himself would be in attendance, as well as my beautiful and best friend, King Björn. But I wasn't here to entirely relax. I would try to get an alliance with the King of France, and with me rocking the opposite of a tan because of my intense food poisoning. So came the day. But as we prepare for the wedding, and the guests have gathered for the ceremony, Duke Gausbert, my hunting buddy, points up to the sky, as just as Hildegard arrives, a flock of birds flies straight over her head, to her right. It's an auspicious sign, a great omen. But not had I thought about it for a moment, when a small troop of men assault the kitchen and try to guzzle down as much wine as possible. How did these commoners get in? Would Haesteinn say if he was his old self. But now, he would share the merriment and get some very good peasant connections. This actually disbanded a peasant rebellion. Who knew that actually feeding your people made them less prone to kill you? But not everything is well, as King Charles seems to be constantly nagging. These flowers will make Hildegard sneeze, and this wool's too rough. What about the color scheme? My friend, I'm sure we can find common ground. He's not convinced. Well, you can't make everyone happy. And talking about not making everyone happy, Prince Carloman, the bride's brother, and my king's son, is very angry about the choice. Could we not have found a better choice for Hildegard? I will prove you wrong, my friend. I will prove you wrong. I am a new man. He likes me more. Listen, you will like me. I will make you like me. I'm gonna be a good husband. I pity you, says Prince Louis, the stammerer. This marriage will be a slow and painful march towards death. Like me and Ansgards. Don't worry, I have my hobbies. I paint miniatures. I have insane wedding jitters. Not good. I'm extremely pleased to welcome you, King Charles. I'm certain you will find our hospitality agreeable, as I show him the venue preparation, and he's very, very impressed. Now for the main attraction. As Frothy, a fellow Norseman that converted with me, who stutters and is very sadistic, goes to marry us. Of course I do. The banquet begins, but as the feast is well on its way, I see King Charles seated fittingly across to me at the table. Our eyes meet. I tense for an argument as he crosses the room towards me. He's crying. Why did you invite me to this splendid wedding? After all that's passed between us, I wish I could take it all back. I embrace Charles and let all be forgiven. I have no enemies, and I'm no longer rivals with King Charles. Very good. But once again, I find myself hanging out with my new best friend, King Charles. May I have a small word, my king? Oh, well, of course, he says, greasing his chalice, completely chugging down on the wine. What matters bring you to me, noble Haesteinn? Now that is a fiddle that has changed its tune. I could pull off the ultimate autism move and hit him with the nihil est miserum nisi computes, as they say in the philosopher ways. He's a scholar after all, so hopefully this works. He considers me a kindred soul. He also speaks the Latin. And so it's time for the wonderful wedding night. But literally everyone is watching, which is kind of awkward. Listen, homies, you can go watch people bang on another website. This is for me and the princess. My new wife hands me a package wrapped in silk. I've saved this once I heard of her betrothal. It's a lock of hair. Kind of gross, but you are my greatest gift. The wedding is over and god damn it, I've already managed to knock her up. Thanks for coming and have a great day. Now to Romans, my wife. With a kid on the way, we have to get a wet nurse. I don't know why we can't do with a dry one, but that's what my wife told me and I'm not gonna argue. With the King of Francia now hating me less, it was time to set my eyes on my other rival, Count Hughes. The man who considers me a rival because I killed his dad. But with a beautiful daughter born, we name her Urbantrud after my sister-in-law. A very fitting name and a beautiful, if a bit dim-witted daughter. Would you look at that, my wife? From hatred came the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. a daughter that most likely has Down syndrome, but god golly me, we're gonna love this girl anyway. But my liege goes to war. A great war as Francia seems to expand. I naturally ally with him and offer to join his righteous war. Finally, Haesteinn would get to do what he was meant to do. To fight a righteous war. And that gesture has made me friends with King Charles! Huzzah! Redemption! And Ragnar, my boy, has grown up. He became trusting, ambitious, but with a bit of my vengeful side. I would have tried to get this away, but it's hard. Which is great because now I can focus on mending my relationship with Count Eudes. We start by swaying him, soft advances to get him to stop hating me. I offer him my daughter's hand in marriage. Sure, she might be slow, but she is my daughter, and it's the most beautiful thing I own. I then go to win the war for my liege by taking out Luxembourg. And yet another daughter is born. This one I named Judith, because it's an adorable name. I was facing the enemies of my friend, the Battle of Bar, a true bar fight. As we beat them back, capturing multiple men, I liberated the people of Rethel. But alas, a war from within. The Duke of Anjou was claiming to take out my king, my friend, King Charles. Sure, he might be bald, but it's not bad. But in this war, I couldn't help him. But what I could do was save his forces. With Lotharingia seized, I was just praying that this rebellion would not win, as I couldn't officially join. But what if, for some unholy reason, the Duke of Anjou were to fall down? This was a vile act. But it's a bad act done in good faith, still a bad act. In the end, it was up to God to decide. We sent out the bribes, we readied our dagger, and we sent in the Gaelic woman to kill him. I watched in horror as the king slowly lost the war. But from the battle lines, Count Eudes stopped in. He looks me dead in the eye and goes, "Whatever is between us, let's start anew." My friend, what is between us is me killing your father, but forgiveness is appreciated. As I move in to start a beautiful friendship. But first, I must save my liege. Forgive me for what I'm about to do, but I do it for my friends. The Duke is dead, and that has evened out the score something awful. I can now join the war as a defender and help fend back the enemies of France. For the glory of the Carlings! For my king! And as reward, God gives me Brigid, a beautiful daughter. But what's this? King Charles! He's Emperor of the Holy Roman Empire! I have made him do the greatest of deeds! He has united the realm, and I was technically a bit responsible for it. Wonderful! Wonderful! Praise be upon him! And so, we are victorious, but significantly no longer use France. We are instead the entire Holy Roman Empire. This called for a great and glorious feast. Now the Holy Roman Empire was like a crown, with each jewel being a kingdom. So why not make sure that Haesteinn became a king as well? And a new opportunity had just presented itself. Your Harald Tanglehair had given up on conquering Norway as the Swedes, my friend King Björn, was far too powerful. He had made his home in Brittany, land that I knew King Charles would want under his crown. So I holy ward it, in the name of God. But as I put on my armor to go to war in the name of the Holy Roman Empire, I hear a clang in my bedroom. Is this the end? And if so, I will face it with dignity. I drop my sword. I enter with my head high. If I'm to die today, I die as a reformed man. No way! It's King Charles! He's here to celebrate my birthday, along with my friend Countess Irmintrud of Nassau, who happens to be his wife. Oh my god, you are the best couple. I love you guys. Listen, just give me any old gift, I'll be happy. Actually, give me a big one. A stained shard, a stained glass shard. Interesting. Thank you, friend. As these Vikings have no place being this near my friend and king. But alas, the birthday party was a bit too exciting as Irmintrud died of heart failure. Which means that King Charles, you need a wingman. And a beloved little son! We name him Haesteinn, and despite him being hunchback, I still think he's the most lovely little kid you've ever seen. And so does his grandpa and my friend, the gosh darn Emperor of the HRE. But as I'm fighting, Count Eudes wishes to take the Duchy of Anjou. I say yes. Of course I'll help him. As I conquer Brittany, he must too become a duke. For what are friends if not people that help each other? The top would be awfully lonely without my homies. And with the wars over and Duke Eudes being a fellow duke, we raise a glorious runestone to commemorate what had just happened. Oh, isn't that the most adorable thing? My beloved son Ragnar is spending time with his baby brother Haesteinn. It is so good to see a tight-knit little family like this. Damn, I love being kind, it's so good! But now I need to learn French, so I can actually speak to my friend. And to help me, I have my son, Ragnar. But as Ragnar sits down to teach me, I realize that I failed as a father. He's trusting, he's ambitious, but my vengeful streak resides inside of him. I try to help him overcome this flaw, just like I did. I even own up to his misdeeds. And he becomes forgiving. Truly, I have now succeeded as a father. In my downtime, I invite the Pope to play chess with me. It was very fun, but so that the Pope would give me gold. Thank you, Pope. I will cherish this gold forever. And I finally figured out French. Let's go! But alas, I was too late. Duke Empress, my duke, has seized the Duchy of Brittany. So I claim it from him. After all, it's rightfully mine. And as he's pathetically weak, I press my demands to take over Brittany. He says no, and I have to rightfully defend myself. Again and again and again, I'm put in a self-defense position, and I'm forced to slay countless of my enemies. And before I know it, I am the Duke of Brittany, and a sworn vassal of the king, who's currently being attacked by Northmen. Of course I rush to his aid. If anyone's gonna beat back the Vikings, it would be me. But alas, I got the little misery, the measles. But Jesus be praised, the measles are gone. Time to get back to it. And by back to it, I mean we're gonna kill some goddamn Vikings. In a glorious battle, where men clash into men, it is time to deal with these Vikings and send them back into the sea! It's time to have the glorious wedding between my beloved son Ragnar Haesteinsson and his wife Agnes von Winstingen, a descendant of the Carlings, truly uniting our houses even more. And talk about a prestigious guest list. We have Emperor Charles, my beloved friend and liege. That's one proud Bavarian! Looking a bit scarred up there. Have we been fighting any manor lords perhaps? But where is my most important friend? Oh, he didn't show up? Duke Eudes. Oh, he's fighting in a war. Perhaps this isn't the best time to invite him. And good service comes to those that praise. As Emperor Charles, the Emperor of Dice. We're gonna make sure he doesn't die as the spy master of the Holy Roman Empire. Now I keep my friend safe as one of his loyal courtiers. But I'm super busy as my beloved son is getting wed. But as I'm enjoying the ceremony, proud of what I managed to organize, I'm really happy, but all of a sudden, Ragnar trips and falls flat on his face. He's merely tying his shoelaces. Look, he's so proud, he's so proud. Everything is perfect, isn't he great? My friend Emperor Charles is just smiling politely. My man is in pain. I'm just hella proud, man. I'm just so proud. And of course, as a proper Viking dad, I married them myself. Listen, buddy, I'm such a good guy that God speaks through me. They're married and now we're gonna party. And here I am, having a proper drink of mead from my favorite reserve with Duke Arnulf, the brother of the bride. I wasn't sure about your hasting sword, but you're alright. More ale! More ale! Nah, buddy, I wanna hang out with my new brother-in-law, or wait, like my son's wife's brother. Wow, the family connection. Well, that was a wonderful wedding, and I'm great at organizing things, so it gave me a whole lot of legitimacy. Very good. Of course we'll raise a runestone to commemorate this. And through my good and kind nature, I can even vassalize this reformed Viking, Count Clement. And my beloved daughter Ermentrude, who is a bit slow, has come of age, which means that she can marry Duke Eudes. And our houses are now allied even more. And my son and I become best friends. It is so good to see. No way! No way! King Charles has taught himself the language of Norse. Men tjenare kung Charles, hur är det med dig? Har du haft det bra på din semester i Frankia? Mycket trevligt att träffas! Maybe he learned a different kind of Norse. Either way, I'm super impressed. Wow, now I sort of feel obligated to learn his language. Wait, have I already done that? Of course I speak French! We can converse in each other's languages. Truly, a homie. And Judith has grown up. I mean, the Princess of Fashion is, she's not the best daughter. She's a bit gluttonous and lustful and shy, so we need to make sure that she gets a good husband. The Greater King of Moravia, Mjolnir II, his traits of honesty, justness, and compassion will make him a great husband. He's also a flagellant, so punishing him with this wife, I mean, it's technically doing him some good. Wait, there's an election for the Holy Roman Empire. Interesting. And Prince Bishop Karlman is voting for me. Wow, that's so kind of you. I'm rank 6, but hey, I'm at least happy that I'm in the running. That's so kind of them. And the 12th of February, 896, it is said that I ascended the throne. Well, first I actually need one more duchy. Oh no, where are we gonna get one more duchy from? Perhaps this man, Duke Andrei of Aquitaine, is not actually fit to rule these lands. I mean, he is sadistic and deceitful, and a spindly fornicator. The Pope would sanction it, so I guess we go to war. I'm only taking his lands because he's clearly mismanaging them. Haesteinn is, after all, the good guy. It's so good to see that my raiding talents are actually put to good use. No way, little Haesteinn too has grown up! It's the hunchback. It's the goofy little hunchback. We need to find him a good spouse. Someone that will treat him right, or someone with good traits. This woman is wonderful. Liutsvin von Innsbruck. A beautiful, just, honest, and humble woman. Perfect. Make lots of babies. No, I'm infirm. That's not good. I still have so much to live for. So much to be nice to. No, Oifger! Ofgir died of the measles. No, my boy. No, Alfildir! No! The measles! It's killing my kids! What's my doctor doing? No, not the garden hermit! Ah, there goes my armies too! And one last battle and... No, King Charles! It's a good day because I won the battle and claimed the duchy, but he's dead! My old friend! No! Emperor Charles, you were like a friend. Wait, you had cancer? What kind of friend gets cancer and doesn't talk about it? That's messed up. You should have told me you had cancer, homie. I could have, I don't know, like sent a doctor or like at least a gift basket. Nah, that's not cool. I'm gonna host this funeral. Big old funeral. Everyone's welcome. I don't know why I'm burying the body, but I am. Welcome to the funeral of the former French emperor. Hosted by yours truly, Haesteinn. And my grandson, I will name him Charles, after my favorite homie. And as we're hosting the great funeral, we also ascend the throne of Brittany, making us a mighty king. I must remain strong. I can't cry in front of the others. Clara Bourgeois' daughter von Vlaanderen is crying because it was her grandpa. Listen, when there's life, there's always hope. She's very insulted because I didn't speak Dutch. But as we prepare the body of my lost acquaintance, his eyes still hold life. The gaze of the divine. The clamoring crowd that declares his body incorruptible. A miracle before our very eyes. He was truly the best. Here, have a drink. I make a great speech promising to rule in his honor. I made a fool of myself. Well, I tried. Goodbye, homie. You were a real one. Truly, this is the next step. We must become more French. If I am to integrate into the society, we must hybridize with the French and create the Francours. The perfect combination between Frankish and Norse. The Francours hybridization will be a great next step to get more accepted in this land. What? No, this can't be! What have you done to my daughter? Ermentrude Haesteinn's daughter, my beloved! Sure, she might be stupid, but you disfigured her! You scarred her! You're not feeding her! You dog! Ah, I must protect my daughter! He's a flagellant! He hits her! Ah! I want to kill him! Alas, I can't! It's not up to me to punish him. His punishment must come from God. Wait, the Emperor Herbert wants me to raise his little kid? Of course. Of course. Little Renaud. Wow. Hey, little buddy. Let's teach you in the ways of learning, huh? I also really need to feast away my sadness. I can't kill the man for injuring my daughter and putting my granddaughter at risk. Only one man can judge him, God. Pope, excommunicate this man! He is bad! Sure, I owe this man my life for killing his father, but I cannot offer the lives of my daughter and granddaughter for the absolvement of my sins. There is limit to how much one man can repent, and I repeat, I will not put my daughters at risk. Excommunicate him! And have these two divorce immediately. My daughter is safe. I send her to the monastery, where God will keep her safe. But why stop there? Herbert is a spineless villain and a sadistic craven. I am the good man Haesteinn, and I will not see the throne of my best friend King Charles besmirched by the bottom of Herbert. You're not a true Carling. Excommunicate him, Pope! And so, I have ascended to the throne of Emperor of all of the Holy Roman Empire. But why? For the love, of course, of my beloved king. For the throne whereupon Emperor Charles sat. Well, let's just say that God works in mysterious ways, and that the people of the Holy Roman Empire may now rule autonomous vassals under a rightful domain where everyone, and I mean everyone, is free to do as they wish. And what better way to celebrate than with a glorious feast, where my queen and daughters and vassals can all dance. And my last action is to found a holy order that can protect the people of the Christian realms wherever they may go, as the stranger has become the protector. And that is where we're going to end this absolutely wonderful saga, with Haesteinn the Raider having atoned for his sins and ascended to the rank of Holy Roman Emperor under the watchful eye and approval of the now dead but not forgotten Emperor Charles. Even his strongest rival, Count Eudes, had forgiven Haesteinn for slaying his father. He was a changed man. As Emperor Haesteinn died, on his deathbed, he came to see a vision of his two friends coming to pick him up to heaven. His sins forgiven, his greatness remembered, his place in heaven secured. And that, my friend, is going to be the end of the glorious Haesteinn Redemption saga. I hope you liked this pretty different video. I just thought, why does Haesteinn have to be the bad guy all the time? Why not really try to absolve his sins? If you have any other cool ideas of what I can do with Haesteinn or any other character in Crusader Kings, because yes, there exist other characters, you can tell me down below in the comments. If you enjoyed this video and you aren't already subscribed, I strongly recommend that you hit that button. And make sure to click the bell as well to get notifications on when I post videos. Until next time, stay good and absolve your sins. Yeet!